Here's why email security is so important. A couple of years back, we had a client who was a regional manufacturing company, and they hired us as an MSP to provide IT support and security. We did our usual audit and advised that client to turn on multi factor authentication for all of their email accounts for all of their team members. The client didn't want to deal with the bother and the hassle of turning on multi factor for all accounts and insisted to us that doing it just for the owners was good enough. Although we advised them that wouldn't be a good idea because their system would still be open to vulnerabilities unless every one of their employees had two factor on. This is because, in addition to protecting against suspicious login attempts, having two factor enabled also sends alerts to your security team, in this case the owners and us as their support service, that these suspicious login attempts are occurring. That allows us to be proactive, but they didn't want to go in that direction. 6 months later, accounts payable paid an invoice to a vendor they had a long-standing relationship with, although the vendor did ask for a change in payment method, which seemed a little bit odd, but not too out of nowhere. It turned out the invoice was a fraud, and the client had wired $96,000 to the attackers. We determined when we were brought in to take a look at what went on that hackers had gained access to that accounts payable person's email 4 months previously and had been monitoring the online activity. They were able to see the email communications between payable and the different vendors, get a sense of what their invoices looked like, and make a very realistic looking spoof email with a spoofed invoice with fraudulent directions. Because they sent a wire, they couldn't retract that information, and wires are generally final. This could have been avoided if two factor was on for that account and all accounts in that company, and they learned, unfortunately, a very expensive lesson.